as you get into a place where you sold 120 million records and you've been a band for over 20 years, you get to a place where I think the evolution becomes crucial. Where if you don't do it, the band is going to get bored, and also the audience is going to get bored. Whenever you're doing that kind of evolution, it's like, you know, you walk in, John and I walked in the studio with a blank pad and a pen. And, you know, we didn't know what actually was going to come out when we sat down and did it. And then after we got done with the record, we quite liked it. But then when you lay it on the public, what happens is all of a sudden it's like taking a grenade, pulling the pin, throwing it, closing your eyes and putting your fingers in your ears and see what happens. And then luckily this one went to #1 in 16 or 17 countries.
You've recently described live gigs as being like sex. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that for me?
Well, look, if I was sitting in my hotel room by myself, you wouldn't find me doing it. But the fact that I am doing it with someone else, as a matter of fact, I'm doing it with at least 20,000 or 30,000 people, new people every night in a different city, it's like sex. It makes it exciting. Like I said, if I was sitting in my room doing it by myself, that gets a little boring. It's called masturbation. That's boring. But if you're doing it with somebody else that's reciprocating the act and reciprocating the contact, it becomes exciting.
How do you deal with constantly being tabloid fodder?
The stuff that I went through, I lost my dad, broke my arm, you know, went through a divorce, child custody battles, rehab, this, that, and the other thing, a bunch of that stuff. It's stuff that happens to real people in real life. Just because you're in the entertainment industry does not make you exempt. So the best way to deal with it is almost not to deal with it, you know, and just say, hey, look, this is what happens, and unfortunately it's a part of my life that I have to do it. But nobody should be crying for me. My life is pretty damn good. I recommend being a rock and roll star to anybody. It's good work if you can get it.